definitions and means of connecting to the Internet. At the end of this unit, you should be able to define and discuss the evolution of the Internet, explain the meaning of intranet and extranet, list the devices used to access the Internet, discuss the various means of accessing the Internet. The Internet is a global network of networks, with a massive store of multimedia and shared information. It seems to be everywhere and allows many people, devices, to connect successfully. The Internet originated as a proposal from the Advanced Research Project, ARPA. The idea was to see how computers connected in a network, that is, ARPANET, could be used to access information from research facilities and universities. In 1969, 4 computers, located at UCLA, Stanford Research Institute, University of California Santa Barbara and the University of Utah, were successfully connected. As time went on, other networks were connected. With 4 nodes by the end of 1969, the ARPANET spanned the continental United States, US, by 1971, and had connections to Europe by 1973. Though the interconnected network, or Internet, was originally limited to the military, government, research, and educational purposes, it was eventually opened to the public. Today there are hundreds of millions of computers and other devices connected to the Internet, worldwide. Now, let's discuss the meaning, or differences between, intranet, and extranet. The term intranet is used to describe a network of personal computers, PC, without any personal computers on the network connected to the world outside of the intranet. While, an extranet is a term used to refer to an intranet that is partially accessible to authorized outsiders. In order to have access to the vast resources on the Internet, you need to connect your computer to a computer system that is already on the Internet, usually one run by an Internet Service Provider, ISP. There are 4 major ways of connecting a client, user, computer to the vast resources on the Internet. These are, by a dial-up connection using a telephone line, or an Integrated Services Digital Network, ISDN, a digital subscriber line, DSL, a cable TV connection, or a satellite connection. Let us see how to connect to the Internet, using a dial-up connection. A dial-up Internet access is a form of Internet access that uses the facilities of the Public Switched Telephone Network, PSTN, to establish a dialed connection to an Internet Service Provider, ISP, via telephone lines. The user's computer, or router uses an attached modem, to encode and decode Internet protocol packets, and control information into, and from analog, audio frequency signals, respectively. The term dial-up Internet access was coined during the early days of computer telecommunications when modems were needed to connect terminals or computers, running terminal emulator software to mainframes, mini-computers, online services, and bulletin board systems, via a telephone line. To use a dial-up account, you need a modem. A modem, modulator-demodulator, is a device that modulates an analog carrier signal to encode digital information, and demodulates such a carrier signal to decode the transmitted information. Another way of connecting a client, user, computer, to the vast resources on the Internet is the ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network, is a set of communication standards for simultaneous digital transmission of voice, video, data, and other network services over the traditional circuits of the public switched telephone network. The ISDN allows dial-up into the Internet at speeds ranging from 64 to 128 kilobits per second. For this connection to be available, telephone companies would have to install special ISDN digital switching equipment. The ISDN service intended for residential use is Basic Rate Interface, BRI. On one ISDN line, BRI provides two 64 kilobits per second channels, or B, bearer, channels, and one 16 kilobits per second channel, or D, data, channel. The D channel is mostly used for signaling such as to indicate that the line is busy. To connect to your ISP via ISDN, you need to confirm the availability of the access, and this will require you to have an ISDN adapter. ISDN lines are more expensive than normal phone lines, so the telephone rates are usually higher. Next is the cable TV connection. This is a connection made to the internet via cable TV modem. The modem is designed to operate over cable TV lines. Since the coaxial cable used by cable TV provides much greater bandwidth than telephone lines, a cable modem can be used to achieve extremely fast speed as high as 128 kilobits per second to 10 megabits per second, to the World Wide Web. This combined with the fact that millions of homes are already wired for cable TV, in developed countries has made the cable modem something of a holy grail for internet and cable TV companies. The services offered are usually at low cost for unlimited, always connected access. However, there are a number of technical difficulties in this type of connection. The problem is that the cable network was designed to move information in one direction, from the broadcaster to the user. Downstream speeds have been very impressive, such that the line can theoretically bring you data as fast as 30 megabits per second, but upstream speed depends on line quality. The internet, however, is a two-way system, where data also need to flow from the client to the server. In addition, it is still unknown whether the cable TV networks can handle the traffic that would ensue if millions of users began using the system for internet access. Large cable companies are spending money to upgrade their networks to hybrid fiber coaxial, HFC, to handle two-way traffic better. Smaller providers cannot afford the upgrade, so they have to use a phone line at 28.8 kilobits per second, for upstream data. Another issue borders on security, and the need to either share or not share files amongst users. Next on the list is DSL, Digital Subscriber Line. Digital Subscriber Line is a family of technologies that provides digital data transmission over the wires of a local telephone network. DSL service is delivered simultaneously with regular telephone, on the same telephone line. DSL uses a different part of the frequency spectrum from analog voice signals, so it can work in conjunction with a standard analog telephone service, providing separate voice and data channels on the same line. SDSL, symmetric DSL, is the type of DSL that offers the same bandwidth capability in both directions, while ADSL, asymmetric DSL, is the type of DSL that provides different bandwidths in the upstream and downstream directions. Most DSL lines are actually ADSL, asymmetric subscriber line. ADSL is optimized for the way many people use the internet, for more downloads than uploads. The line is asymmetric, because it has more capacity for data received by your computer, such as graphics, video, audio, and software upgrades, than for data that you send, such as email and browser commands. The data throughput of consumer DSL services typically range from 256 kilobits per second to 40 megabits per second in the direction to the customer, downstream, depending on DSL technology, line conditions, and service level implementation. In asymmetric digital subscriber line, the data throughput in the upstream direction, that is, in the direction to the service provider, is lower, hence the designation of asymmetric service. In symmetric digital subscriber line service, the downstream and upstream data rates are equal. Unlike cable modem technology, DSL provides a point-to-point connection to ISP. Somehow, this technology seems to be both more secure and less prone to local traffic fluctuations than its cable rival. Last on the list is digital satellite connection. Digital satellite systems, DSS, or direct broadcast satellite, allows one to get internet information via satellite. Satellite internet systems are an excellent, although rather costly, option for people in rural areas, where digital subscriber line, DSL, and cable modem connections are not available. A satellite installation can be used even where the most basic utilities may be lacking, if there is a generator or battery power supply that can produce enough electricity to run a desktop computer system. The two-way satellite internet option offers an always-on connection that bypasses the dial-up process. In a two-way satellite internet connection, the upstream data is usually sent at a slower speed than the downstream data that arrives. Thus, the connection is asymmetric. A dish antenna, measuring about 2 feet high, by 3 feet wide, by 3 feet deep, transmits and receives signals. Uplink speeds are nominally 50 to 150 kilobits per second for a subscriber using a single computer. The downlink occurs at speeds ranging from about 150 kilobits per second to more than 1,200 kilobits per second, depending on factors such as internet traffic and the capacity of the server. The main advantage of the satellite technology over cable modems and DSL is accessibility. Satellite connections are faster than dial-up and ISDN. Although, it is not as fast as cable modems or DSL services, which both can provide more than megabits of bandwidth. Below is an image of satellite connection to the internet. Equipment required for satellite connection includes installation of a mini-dish satellite receiver and a satellite modem. Satellite systems are also prone to rain fade, degradation during heavy precipitation, and occasional brief periods of solar interference. In conclusion, the internet has remained a dominant means of communication over the past decade. It represents one of the most remarkable developments in the technological history of the world. It began as a medium for exchanging files by academia, and has become a nearly ubiquitous phenomenon that has transformed almost every aspect of daily life. The internet has made information available, in a quick and easy manner, publicly accessible and within easy reach, via the connections infrastructure discussed in this unit. The general rule about the internet connection is, the faster, the better. The bandwidth and transfer rate determine how quickly pictures, sounds, animation and video clips will be downloaded. Since multimedia and interactivity make the internet such an exciting tool for information sharing, the speed is the key. Dial-up access provides an easy and inexpensive way for users to connect to the internet. However, it is a slow-speed technology, and most users are no longer satisfied with dial-up or ISDN connections. Fortunately, the broadband access we once dreamed of is now possible with TV cable, DSL and satellite links. Some of the acronyms found in this unit, and their meanings are: PDAs, Personal Digital Assistants; ARPA, Advanced Research Project Agency; ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency Network; PC, Personal Computer; ISP, Internet Service Provider; ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network; DSL, Digital Subscriber Line; LAN, Local Area Network; PSTN, Public Switched Telephone Network; BRI, Basic Rate Interface; HFC, Hybrid Fiber Coaxial; Mbps, Megabits per Second; kbps, Kilobits per Second; SDSL, Symmetric Digital Subscriber Line; ADSL, Asymmetric Digital Subscriber Line; DSS, Digital Satellite Systems. Questions for this unit. Briefly explain the origin of the Internet. List 3 examples of mobile devices that can be used to access the Internet. Discuss the 4 major ways of connecting a client computer to the vast resources on the Internet. That is all for this unit. Thank you for watching.